watching Thrifty Kaniffy.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at a RoseCraft Blades knife. This is one of actually my favorite of 2024. Certainly won my knife of the year. And there's a look at their website. This box it comes in. Foam insert, some wax paper. And we're looking at model number RCT022-YSW. This is the yellow sandalwood. And this is the overall Creek farmhand. Again, one of my knives of the year for 2024. I think it's a fantastic release from the RoseCraft Blades crew. Just a Sodbuster reimagined by Andy Armstrong. And this is the yellow sandalwood version. They have also a darker version that's the black sandalwood. And I believe that's the only one still available right now. You might be able to find the yellow sandalwood some places, but definitely seems to be the more popular of the two. A little more difficult to find. But we have a 4-inch design here, which I think is fabulous because it kind of fits that size requirement for me between the two case knives. The case knife can be a bit thin, a little bit small at times, 3 5/8. And then you have the full size Sodbuster at 4 5/8. So just does a good job of kind of filling that void where you would want a little bit more than what the Sodbuster Junior can provide, but don't want to carry around something quite this large. So, and also, you know, you have quite a thin handle on your typical Sodbuster Junior. I know the synthetic ones are a little bit wider, but as comfortable as those are, you do want something maybe a little bigger if you're going to be doing something a little more, it requires a bit more oomph. And this is a nice size, a little bit wider there, a little bit larger blade. We can compare. 4-inch handle again, and then your blade length is right at that 3-inch mark. So this will be UK legal. Shouldn't have no problem carrying that outside your home if you're in the UK. Look at the blade grind there. Nice flat ground. And then your blade edge, very symmetrical. I have been using this. It probably does need a strop to be its sharpest. Yeah, it's a little bit dull, but I've been using it quite a bit. But the thing about this knife that really excites me the most was this plunge grind. I just really like the way he's rounded that over into the top grind there, coming down. And I just think that's a really attractive design. Really well done by Andy. Just a really attractive drop point blade here. And of course you got your Andy Armstrong maker's mark with the D2 steel designation, model number RCT022-YSW. So they do actually etch the blade for the handle. And then there's the stamp on the back. That's actual stamp into the blade, not any kind of a laser etch. But very attractive blade. Half stop, great snap. I'd say it's about a 6 pull, which to me is like right in that sweet zone there that you want. Some of these people that complained about having too much of a pull on some of their other RoseCraft blade knives, I would think they would be happy with this. You can nearly pinch open it. Maybe just need a little bit of grip from that nail nick, but not much. And again, the half stop design there opens up fully. So 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle, right in that perfect size range for me, as my Goldilocks zone, as I like to refer to it. But yes, nice yellow sandalwood with the diamond checkering, and this does provide a bit of grip. Do have that bird's eye pivot there, and the nickel silver pins. Of course, the D2 steel on the blade. That's pretty much the same with all the RoseCraft traditional knives. And you do have the stainless liners and back spring. And I believe this is the first RoseCraft knife that does not have a bolster. So this is their first bolsterless design. Again, in comparison to the K's knives, quite a bit thinner, you can see by comparison, and quite a bit larger than just your Sodbuster Junior. The blade shape is similar but not the same, and you can see that the case is about 2 3/4 inches, so this is going to be about a 3/4 inch larger blade, so you get a little more for your money there, and it's a bit broader, and you do have, you know, that grind that's quite a bit different. This is pretty plain, just flat all the way down. But good snap on the blade here, and I really like the quality of the build. There's really no gaps. It's just solidly built. Everything's tight to the spring, and the liner is tight to the handle. So pretty much perfect combination there. I know sharp edges along the perimeter and across the top of the blade. It's not edgy like you find on some of these knives. The elbow is maybe a little bit sharp, but that's okay. And you can see it meets up really well with the back spring in the open position, and it's nice and flat. In the half stop position, still nice and flat. Closed position, still nice and flat. So just kind of nailed the whole design here. But nice shape to the handle too, if we compare. I'd say it looks a bit more like the Junior than it does the full-size Sodbuster. You can see the more pointed handle here, and where this is a little less pointy on the tip of the Sodbuster Junior. But I think the overall design of that is really nice, because I think it does a better job of concealing the tip of the blade. I've actually had some Sodbusters where you could kind of dig your finger in there and feel the tip of the blade. Now, this is not going to happen. It's buried down in there. You can see how much depth there is. So you're never going to have that concern. It was always something that bothered me about the case Sodbusters when they weren't built well. But yeah, that tang does not protrude much. This does a good job at the front end of this, protecting the elbow there. And it's just a really nice shape, very comfortable in the hand. The swell fits nicely right into the edge of your hand here. And I feel like I have a really good grip. That's not going to twist in my hand if I'm working hard. No wobble in the blade. Just exactly what you want from a work knife. And really kind of that size that's much easier to carry than the 4 5/8 inch case. Just gets to be a bit cumbersome. You can see the thickness is really not a whole lot different. Pretty symmetrical there. But you got thicker liners. So yeah, might be even a little beefier in some respects in the width. But seems very solid. And I think this is definitely worth the $60 that you would have to spend. But use Slippy 10. Slippy 10 will save you 10% at RoseCraft. You can go get a black one. Black Sandalwood one is very attractive too. Just a bit darker than this. And for $60, I think it's worth it. Very good centering. Everything about it, just really well done. Andy did a fantastic job on this one. And again, there's a reason why it's in my top 3 picks. It's just fantastically done. And I can't imagine, you know, too many other Sodbusters being made that I'm going to enjoy more than this one. So that's going to do it for my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you stick around for the slideshow. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and click the bell to be made aware of videos when they drop. We will see you next time. Take care.